My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I'm in Tupelo, Mississippi. I am still under attack by Scientology. So last night and today, I've been getting tortured badly. They've been driving worms onto my lungs and in my throat. So I have parasites in my abdomen and in my thoracic cavity that they drive up. Some of them even go into my brain. They put a hole in my skull. They've attacked my throat badly. Please stop. They're also attacking my brain. So several years ago, they took extra dimensional parasites and put holes in my ears, straight through into my brain and down into my throat. And they used this opening to gain access to my brain, and they love sticking worms inside of me. They keep them inside of me, extra dimensional worms. Now I have a hole straight through my brain, from ear to ear, and they're dragging stuff through. I am very sick. I'm in pain. They are disgusting people. They are having fun putting worms in people. They harass me and give me death threats constantly while they threaten my family. It's Scientology. Yes, they just did that. They made me throw up last night. So they have put worms on all of my nerves, my stomach nerves, the nerves in my butt. So we have these nodes in our butt. They are infatuated with it. I got holes in my butt cheeks so they can run worms up into my nerves. They like sticking worms in my throat, down into my stomach, and up my rear. I even have worms in my penis. Some are third dimensional and some are extra dimensional. This is Scientology. No, they've been doing this for 13 years. They have committed crimes against me, and they are trying to get away with it by committing murder. And they think they will get away with it because no one can see them. They are doing this from a remote location. So Scientology, there are more than 3 dimensions. There are at least 11 or 12. See calculus or string theory. There are 4 sets of 3 dimensions. So that's 11 or 12. We have biology in these extra dimensions. We have extra dimensional biology. We use this biology while we are alive to process energy and food and information. And we also use it in death. So we use it for the afterlife. Humans have an afterlife. The human genome produces an 11-dimensional humanoid with horns on our head. We are designed to fly through outer space and live there. We are Anunnaki. That is our bloodline. That is what human DNA produces. So we have an afterlife as a demon. That is the natural human afterlife experience. Scientology is the practice of removing this extra dimensional biology from themselves while they are still alive. They cut it off of themselves. They cut this Anunnaki off of themselves. And they use technology and techniques to turn it into an upper dimensional vehicle. A biology in which they can drive through the upper dimensions. Humans have experienced these organisms as aliens. That's what we know them as. They are aliens. They look alien. They look very similar to the aliens we see on television. Yes, they remove their horns and layers from themselves, and they look humanoid. and they still retain the ability to fly through outer space. So they can still fly, but they're not as powerful, not as fast or as strong as a whole Anunnaki. But they gain access to the upper dimensions. We can't see them while we are alive. So these extra dimensions reside within the particle itself, inside of the particles that create us. It looks like inward expansion. They call this place the inverse. Oh, I'm full of worms and foreign objects. It's disgusting. They're making a snuff film. So they have done this to me because I'm a creative. I write literature. And I also participate in politics. They found me doing this on social media, Facebook, MySpace, probably. Writing, communicating with people, debating, discussing politics and issues. So I'm a libertarian and a human rights activist. I believe we should have free healthcare, free education, free housing, free food. Well, I don't think it should be free. I developed a system that works. Trickle-up economics, universal basic income, free healthcare. That's why they kidnapped me, because I write literature and I create ideas that help solve human problems. They help solve problems in the world. They got to watch me create and write it. They found me doing it on social media 13 years ago. They forced me to assimilate. It didn't go too well. I was working for the government contracts, making weapons, munitions, less lethal munitions. Plus I did some lethal stuff. I worked on weapons too. You can't invade my privacy. Civilians came and made first contact. Internet companies, social media, Fast Company. They started communicating with me through my devices in the radio, through their platforms. And it was apparent they were invading my privacy. I told them to get away from me, that they couldn't be there. Next thing I know, the entire Scientology community, which includes the government, is at my presence. They assaulted me. They did something to my eyes and my brain. Then I started hearing voices. First it was from the radio, and at the time I did not know that extra dimensions existed. It was a supernatural experience. The government made contact. They told me they found a device. But a lot of the people in the Scientology community are hostile towards me. This is illegal assimilation. You can't put people in a hive mind. You are connecting people from all walks of life, not just government, not just people that can provide surveillance. Yes, the government also held a hearing in my name to determine my mental status, to provide them some legal justification for some superior type of surveillance. That's my take on it. Seen the shit story. They wanted me gone. They wanted me in jail or dead. Some of these people did. So they started harassing me. But I'm an author, creative. People started moving so much money around just to gain access to my phone service. They wanted to hear me think. It has been their entertainment. So then it turned into intellectual property theft. They started stealing my ideas. The things I was working on in private, my works. See, I help the public come up with their own stuff. I like to inspire people to create because I can, and it's fun and it's valuable. That's what they found me doing. Someone kidnapped me. A Scientologist forced me to assimilate, and the government let them do it. I'm a tool maker. That is part of where my creativity comes from. I was employed to create ideas or come up with ideas to solve problems. So people would bring me a problem and I would have to create a tool to solve this problem or to perform the work that needed to be done. And that's what I got good at. So then it turned into biological theft. These aliens or these Scientologists have the ability, as part of their hive mind technology, to remove body parts. That's what Scientology is. They remove body parts from people for a living, both for their hive mind technology, which I'll explain in a moment, and for Scientology purposes. They started removing body parts over and over again. And they gave me parasites, worms. So they did this in the third dimension and the extra dimensions. They use animals and insects to spread parasites. So they can take a housefly and pick up a load of parasites and fly them into your drink or your skin or your mouth, your face, to try to get parasites into your system. It's part of their technology, war tech. That's what they call it, war tech. Using parasites or bad organisms as a weapon because they can be remote controlled. So now I have to explain this hive mind technology. So there's an entanglement property between our third dimension and our inner dimensions.
Where y'all going?
If you remove an extra dimensional body part,
Up there?
no matter where you take this biology, this body part, you are still in it. You still have to experience it.
Up here? I'm going back.
So they have removed my extra dimensional biology, but now I have to deal with this entanglement property. And they use this property to torture me. So they will take my extra dimensional biology to a remote location and stick parasites or stuff inside of it, and I have to experience it. It actually shows up down here, and they can do the opposite. So what it appears is happening is, as a extra dimensional this energy, this extra dimensional biology is inside of the particles that create us. And it appears you can't remove energy from these particles. So the universe conforms and warps to ensure this doesn't happen. So as a body part leaves you, an extra dimensional body part, as it is leaving you, space-time in between you and this removed body part shrinks to zero. No matter where it goes, space-time is warping and shrinking to zero. So space-time actually disappears in between you and this removed body part to ensure that energy does not leave the particles. So Scientologists use this entanglement property for part of their techniques and technology. So they have compounds on Earth and in outer space which house extra dimensional biology. They like to remove body parts, specifically brain tissue, and sometimes even the whole back half of a biology. And they have storage systems inside of these compounds which house or store body parts. And this storage system is linked to a computer system. So they can install this nervous system tissue or brain tissue inside of the storage system and then interface it to a computer system. This allows the users or the owners of this biology to access a digital landscape inside of their own brains, inside of their mind. This allows for communication or telepathy. And it also allows these people to interact with each other in a digital landscape. So they have things like cartoons or carnival rides in which you can participate in. They will happy fun time, show you cool things. They can make you see things and experience things. They can make you feel and see things. So that's also part of their technology. That's in the wireless category, I guess. As I'm very sick. Yes, I'm full of parasites and foreign objects. And this compound or this storage system also allows the user to use this system as a command center. So it gives them a place to go where they can drive their upper dimensional biologies and other organisms. It also gives them the ability to drive other organisms that are not their own. They can drive humans, animals, insects, and worms, even microbial life and viruses in any dimension using this technology. So then there's wireless technology. So they also have devices that interface with your brain and central nervous system at the host biology or the origin biology. So the one that is among the living, that can stick stuff inside of you and make you see and hear things. They can also make you feel things. So part of this technology is a recording device. It records sensory perception input. It records our sight, our hearing, our smell, our taste, our touch, our pain, our pleasure, even our neurochemistry, our pleasure centers in our brain. It records that information, and it allows other users in a hive mind to access it or to experience it. So it's like a mind merging or a mind melding, telepathy. It allows the users to feel what each other is feeling or sense what they are sensing. They use this technology for their anesthetic purposes or their narcotic-like effect this technology gives them, and also for sexual purposes. So they can have sexual relations with each other in the hive mind from a remote location in their minds. They have devices and gadgets, and they even use extra-dimensional body parts for this purpose. I'm getting threatened. So these people have been threatening me for 13 years, trying to make something bad happen. They're trying to get me killed or put in jail. They harass me every day of my life, threatening my life and my liberty. This is the Scientology community. Anybody they have a problem with, they torture and kill. And if you have something they want, they'll take it from you. Now they think they own my intellectual property. I've been writing since I was a kid. My mother is also an author. I had to learn how to read and write in school. It was a requirement that we wrote books and wrote short stories. I got good grades on these projects. My teachers even said, they even put in writing that I had a natural ability to write. I think I had the best one in class. I was good at it. So I wrote short stories. And I've been doing it ever since. I'm a scientist, a creative. That's not all I do is literature. Get away from me, you're breaking the law. Because I'm under attack at the moment. These people are using their extra-dimensional presence to come to my location and assault me. They like to stick things inside of me and drive parasites. They are here at this moment, at this location, on an alien. So aliens are remote-controlled organisms. They do not exist on their own. Dead people do. And dead people are not like humans. Their environment demands they go to outer space to survive. We need that environment to live. Anunnakis go to outer space and never come back. They're not supposed to. They don't have to. Scientologists have a vested interest in the human race. It has created a conflict of interest where it allows some people in power to control the public and other people. So Scientology has become an exploitation ring. If you have any kind of power, influence, or authority, or if you have a job in which they desire to control resources, command of resources, government positions, law enforcement, legal agents, the Department of Justice, the FBI, the CIA, the military, have all been got. They have all been infiltrated by Scientology or the aliens and are under their control. These Scientologists are not beholden to the government or to the public. They are beholden to the Scientology community only. Yes, this is a snuff film. It's turned into a snuff film.